Thank goodness for good people. It is 18 degrees. It is very, very cold. Oh my gosh. My car's frozen shut. I can't open the lock on the Twinkie. Look at this. Power is out. Sorry about the wind. Oh my gosh. Power is out. Can't drive the van in this stuff. This is insane. This is insane. Somebody's bringing me some gas from the top.
This was the beginning of the ice storm. There was ice all over my steps. I actually fell and hurt myself, hitting my back on my metal steps on the Silver Streak. Here is ice in the sink in my motorhome. My door was frozen shut, my car door. There was ice on my motorhome window. Looking out, I couldn't even look out of it. Ice totally covering that side of my car, the driver's side of my car. And yeah, ice on all the vehicles. That was not snow on the ground. That was ice and sleet. Ice everywhere, baby. Ice. Oh my gosh, it was a mess. I was so cold. I just took pictures. There was no way I could do a video of all this stuff and stay out there long enough. So I just took quick pictures and ran back inside. Then I remembered I had these blankets in the Silver Streak, but they were very, very inadequate. And upcoming is a picture of the water that I dripped in the Silver Streak, the Twinkie, and a bowl of frozen ice water, and the temperature that it reached inside of the Silver Streak.
This winter storm Uri has been really super tough, but been snuggling up with this little girl. She doesn't really like getting under covers, but man, it's been so cold. She got under the covers. And no, her eyes don't really glow like that. She's 18 years old. Miss Ethel. One generator. Gas. Another generator. I'm not going to uncover them right now because it's cold and windy. So much for the plants. Darn it. Still a little bit of ice on the ground. It's going to be 28 degrees tonight. And yes, I have water on the ground. Lots of water on the ground with blowing around garbage. Yeah, garbage blew in. So you see all this water here? I thought, okay, I'll take this bottle because we don't have water right now because of the freeze. I'll take this bottle and fill it with this standing water here, right? It's still ice. Wow. Dang. Anyhow, I'm going to try to gather up what I can. This is just for flushing my toilet. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Birdie says, finally, finally, we're getting some warm sun. Finally, after a week of freezing. No dog coat, no snud, just sun. Good old-fashioned, healthy sun. I love you, birdie. The others are... Oh. Here we go. Kick it up, boy. Kick it up. Yeah, I think they're happy that it's warm. Yep, the freeze got him. A pile of leaves over here. I'm just stripping it off. My cutters need to be sharpened, so I'm just twisting them and stripping them off. All of my beautiful hibiscuses. Oh, wow. Yeah, all my mint is gone. Oh well, that survived. And yeah, so I lost a bunch of plants, which is probably just as well because I won't be sticking around much longer. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get this stripped off. What's in there? A little piece of survival gear. Yes, we got hit with that massive ice storm in the Houston, Texas area. And although I thought I was prepared, my generator malfunctioned. And I had a full water tank. My water pump malfunctioned. After several hours, my 12-volt battery malfunctioned because there was nothing to keep it charged. I should have shut it off, and I didn't think about it. So I went, we went a couple of days without power, 2 nights without power. That was terrible. It was so cold. It was 28 degrees inside my RV, 16 degrees outside my RV. And yeah, it was really cold. So I decided that I'm going to prepare better. You think you have it all, and then you find out that, things go wrong. Things go wrong. Somebody said, well, that should be a lesson to you, which really ticked me off because I live in a self-contained RV with, my water tank and my holding tanks and all this and that. I just wasn't counting on my water pump to malfunction. So it was very cold, but that's not just the problem. I wasn't counting on the generator to malfunction. I wasn't counting on the water pump to malfunction. I wasn't counting on these things to happen. I thought I was prepared. Actually, I even bought ramen soups so that I could heat up water on the propane stove, and that's what I ate. It was surprising. I really had no appetite whatsoever during that. And I found that my blankets are very, very inadequate. No matter how many blankets you pile on yourself, they were very inadequate. Living in an RV during an ice storm with no power, no heat, yeah, it's not fun. Okay, so let's open this and I'll show you one of the things I ordered. Another thing that I plan on getting eventually be a 0-degree sleeping bag. Because I think that's rather necessary. At this point, I don't ever want to freeze like that again. In Texas, you're used to warm. You're not used to cold. And, all our water pipes and everything, our houses are built to air out heat in the summertime, not to keep freezes out in the wintertime because we don't typically get those kind of freezes. That was a rarity to get that type. Didn't open. Come on, open, open, open. Oh, it has a little thing on it. Okay. Okay, so this is a lot smaller than I expected it to be, but that's okay. A little handle-like thing. And there we go. It is a camp stove heater. So you would take this and you can sit it on top of your burner on your stove, on your propane stove in an RV, and use it. And that will create a lot of heat around it. It'll be like a little tiny furnace. And it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. There we go. It's about the size of my hand. It's a little bit smaller than my hand. So that's cool because it's easier to store that way. The top of it. It's the interior. And it has two sections. It has this section and then the exterior section. So that's pretty cool. I'm not too sure. I guess that hooks up like this. Nope. I don't know how that works. I have no idea. Okay, yeah. So you could actually use this to lift it off the stove if you needed to. Makes sense. So I will use that on my stove. However, I have another thought that I may check into. You can actually, I do have some camping gear. It's buried deep in my van because I haven't used it in a long time, but I kept it. But it's like cooking gear for camping, for hiking and backpacking and such. And I don't know if I have the burner. I have a burner thing, but I don't think I have the container, you know, that you put the stuff in for burning. But they say denatured alcohol is really the safest to use because you're not going to get the carbon monoxide from it. So I can just buy a little container. Otherwise, if I don't have it, I have the little stands and stuff that I could put this up on. And so I'll get that. I might order a little container thing. I got to see what I have first. But I might order a little thing that I could pour denatured alcohol into. That would be the safest way to burn something. Otherwise, I could still use my propane stove. I'm just not real fond of using up my propane. But in a pinch, yes, that would be a good thing. And if I use my propane stove, I have a window right behind my stove in my kitchen, so I would have to crack that a little bit to allow any carbon monoxide to escape. And I do have, of course, the motorhome has a carbon monoxide detector. However, I also have 2 battery operated ones as well. So I would set one of those up closer to it, just to be on the safe side. So yeah, that's kind of neat. It took a few weeks to come here. It wasn't too bad though, really. You know, it didn't take, maybe a week. Because of the freeze and everything, and setting everything back here in this area, setting deliveries back and everything. So I got it. Now I will check into getting a 0-degree sleeping bag later on. I don't want to spend the money right now. I've got a bunch of stuff I have to get done still. So I have to get that generator repaired. Because I have a big generator. And we had to get that out of the van. I never used it. It was in the box. I had it for sale. And it's a monster. It's 200 pounds. It is a standalone generator, but it's just way too big to travel with. So I want to travel with my other one on my bumper. The generator on the motorhome's not working right. And I have to get that repaired. The firewall turns red, and that's kind of alarming. So anyhow, well, we'll make it. We'll make it through. This is pretty cool, though. I like that it's small. I'll keep it in the box that it came in just to store it. A little Champion generator that malfunctioned during our ice storms. We have got 2 ice storms back to back. It was miserable. It was just horrible. So it malfunctioned. So a friend came down and got this big boy out of my van. Never been used, was still packed in the box. I had it for sale because it's just way too much generator for me. And when I travel, hey Squeaks. What, baby? Well, come on. Here's Squeaks. Has to make a cameo here. So, as I was saying, this is way too much generator for me. And when I travel, I won't be able to carry it. It's 200 pounds. And it's very loud. And it's just, it's a great generator. Don't get me wrong, it's a super great generator. $800 generator. That was like a $300 generator, I think. But, it has less power and stuff, but it's RV ready. It's 30 amps. This is RV ready at 30 amps. But, you can run more off of this one because of the watts. I think that's 2,500 watts. Let me check it out and see. Okay, it's 3,400 watts, which is even better than 2,500. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's 100 pounds, and I could put that on my cargo carrier behind my RV. The thing that malfunctioned on this, winds are picking up. Oh. So I go in, I get a microphone, I get everything set up, and the wind dies down. Oh well, if it picks back up, I'm prepared now, right? So the problem with this generator was I had the carburetor cleaned last summer. I bought this used from my neighbor because I had the exact model and mine was stolen, and I really, really liked it. But it was stolen, so I couldn't use it, of course. So then I bought hers. She used it, but she did not maintain it. So we had the carburetor cleaned, and it ran kind of okay, but not really. But, the guy that fixed it said it'll be fine, you just need to run it. So I did, and thought it was all okay. Then during the storm, I filled it up with gas, started it up. He had to come down and help me get it started. It would not start. So we filled it with gas, blah, blah, blah. He got it started. It ran for a couple of hours and then it quit. I got it started back up, and it ran until it ran out of gas. He came back down, started it back up for me again. We had to use carb starter to get it going. It ran for a little while, and then it wouldn't run anymore. Come to find out that petcock was also clogged, which was the issue. So I did some research yesterday, and actually a new carburetor and a new petcock are affordable. Rather than having to go through the process of having him clean it and everything again and paying him for doing that, I may as well just order the new parts and put them on myself. So anyhow, yeah, that's the carburetor right there. And the petcock's on the other side. I'm not moving it right now. So, and this is a really, really super nice generator. It's just heavy gas cans. Way too much for me to handle. And look at that. This is cool. There's a main circuit breaker, 120, 240 volt, 30 amp receptacle. I have a receptacle. I just don't know quite where it is, but we just used a regular extension cord since all I needed was to run 2 space heaters. So there is the thing for that. I just have to find the thing I bought. I'm not keeping this generator though. And then it has 2 20 amp plugs. So that's pretty cool. And then of course the little breaker buttons here. Of course it's, brand new out of the box. $800 generator. I'm selling it for $600. Yes, my place is a freaking mess right now. Fall happened, then I broke my foot, and blah, blah, blah. Just too much stuff happened, and I wasn't able to get out here and clean stuff like I need to, so I started working on it the other day. So for the plants, this actually made it, which I'm kind of surprised it did. That's jasmine. Actually, this side of the patio survived. The other side did not. I have one here also, jasmine right here, which made it, and that didn't even get covered. None of my hibiscus made it, but they're perennials, so they'll come back. But I had to come out and cut them all down the other day. This plant made it. I can't remember what this is called. It has really pretty smelling flowers on it. Yeah, it had white gravel down here, but the fall leaves kind of destroyed that. That's no big deal. I'm leaving anyhow. So, and my yucca did not make it very well. So I had to strip it all down, and there's a pile of leaves and yucca branches that I still have to get out of here. I did not think my mints made it, but look, little baby mints are coming up. So that's awesome, because that one is chocolate mint. It's really good. And this one is like spearmint. So I'm kind of glad to see those did survive it after all. New regrowth, fresh mint. I will probably dig some of this up and stick them in pots so I can take them with me. There's another couple of hibiscus plants and my little ornamental pepper. It didn't make it, but yet it did, because all these turned to seed. So I threw a bunch in some soil just to see if they would come back. The rose bush doesn't look too happy right now, but it'll come back. The lantana, that's seasonal, it'll come back. Here's where I stuck the peppers in. And this is purslane, and it'll come back. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to stay. Oh well. So in a few days, I will order the parts for that generator, repair it myself. Probably list this one on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody said they wanted it. They were desperately trying to find a generator through the storm, but I haven't heard from him since. And yeah, that's a barbecue grill cover, but it's big. It's really big, but it works. I might cut it down to use for that one. Actually, it was being used on that one until I had to drag it out of the van for the storm. Well, I didn't. A friend did. I couldn't lift this 200-pound thing. And that's just a tarp covering that one for now.